Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking the top 10 best cards in NBA 2K26 MyTEAM. This list is regardless of cost, attainability, anything like that. These are just the best cards in the game. The only restriction is I did not include hidden gem cards. So if you have a crazy hidden gem who you think would be on this list, and there are a few really good diamond, and I guess if you had crazy luck, pink diamond hidden gems that could absolutely be on this list that you might have, but I'm not including them, obviously, because that would change this list so much. It'd just be a list of pink diamond hidden gems that nobody has. So this is obviously a list of attainable cards. But before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 50,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if you'll do subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. I say attainable as in you can theoretically get them, not attainable as in the way that I used that term last year, where you can reasonably get them. These cards are very expensive and very difficult to get. There are two PGs on this list. One of them is Ron Harper. He is one of the, I mean, there's a few free cards on this list that are also really, really good, to be fair, but Ron Harper is on this list. You know who is not is Pink Diamond Jason Kidd, although he's very close, and you could make the argument J Kidd is just as good as this card if you wanted to. The reason I like Ron Harper a little more, he's 2 inches taller and he's a slightly better slasher than J Kidd is. He's just a bigger threat as a finisher around the rim. He's not crazy fast, and his jumper isn't, he's not this elite shooter or anything, but his jumper is smooth. His movement is okay-ish. He's got a good escape, if nothing else, and defensively he's freaking awesome. This card is an extremely elite defensive point guard. That's why everybody loves him, and that's why I think he is a top 10 card in my team right now, because he is so strong on the defensive end of the court. Offensively, he's going to be a good spot-up shooter, and he'll finish around the rim, and he provides some nice size, which is good, but defense is where that card shines. And it may sound a little crazy to have him in the top 10 in the entire game, but I don't think it is. I think he's that good. Moving on to the number 9 spot on this list. This feels low, but I don't really think it is. Giannis Antetokounmpo. As good as Giannis is, he's 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan at power forward, so he doesn't have unbelievably ridiculous size like he would if he was small forward eligible. He's also not that good of a shooter. 65 3 ball and a jumper that's mediocre in a game that doesn't really love shooting with low 3 balls the way that a couple other games have let you get away with it. So he's not the most consistent shooter, and I don't think his jumper is elite. Now, he is extraordinarily elite defensively. Like, he's one of the best defensive cards in the game, and especially if you have him like fully badged or extra badged and stuff like that and are good with him as a shooter, I do absolutely still think he's one of the better cards in the game. He's not the best scorer, but his slashing is extremely OP. I just think the shooting holds him back a little bit. I still think he's an insane card. I think he's one of the best cards in the game. I just would only have him at number 9. Just my opinion. Y'all might not totally agree with that. I don't know. That being said, number 8 is going to be Tyson Chandler, who, look, I like this card more than Giannis. I truly do. He is basically positionally the same as Giannis. He has the same flaw as Giannis, where he's not a very good shooter, 62 3 ball. Basically the same speed, 87 speed. He's an inch taller with a bigger player build. And then he's got 95 standing, 90 driving, 96 interior, 96 blocks. Still moves his feet well on the perimeter, 85 agility. Like, not insane on the perimeter, but still very solid. Every badge defensively in the game except for one. And his jumper's noticeably better than Giannis's, 100%. I feel more confident shooting the ball with Tyson Chandler than I do with Giannis. It may sound crazy to say I think he is better than Giannis, and he is obviously not the off the dribble threat that Giannis is. Giannis, as a downhill catch and slash type guy, is really, really different than almost any other card in the game. But I actually do think I would slightly prefer Tyson. I think Tyson, number 1, guarding against a Wilt or a Pink Diamond Shaq, who's not even in this top 10, as crazy as that might sound, or other really, really good bigs that are going to come out. I think Tyson's defense is something that's really valuable with his size, even more so than Giannis. And I think his shooting is better too. His jumper is noticeably better. I really like that card. I think he's top 8. I know there's a couple of little bit weird ones here at the end with Ron Harper and Tyson Chandler, but those guys are extremely elite cards, and they're a couple of the best wild gems that 2K has dropped. So I think it's fair to put them both in the top 10. Moving on to the number 7 spot on the list is Glenn Rice, 6'8" with a 6'9" wingspan at small forward. He is an awesome shot creator. He has a very nice jump shot, elite fade, and really good, well, really solid sigs, especially with his escape. His fade going right is like the best normal fade I've seen. His jumper's spectacular, and he moves nice too. Jaw escape, pro dribble style, like, moves very, very solid. Can go back and forth left, right very effectively with that escape. This card is a real scorer who's a real threat off the dribble, and is also a capable slasher and a versatile defender. Well-rounded card, like, really, really great. I don't think he's the greatest defender in the world. That's really probably the number 1 reason he's only number 7 on this list. But I am a big fan of this Glenn Rice card, and I do think he's one of the best small forwards in my team, bar none. Is he the best small forward in the game? I think you can make the argument, I guess, if you're not considering, obviously, Scottie Pippen, y'all know he's going to be high up on this list. If you're not considering Pippen a small forward, you could make the argument. That being said, Kawhi Leonard, I have one spot higher because of the defense. Glenn is absolutely better offensively. Kawhi is absolutely better defensively. Which side of the ball you prefer more might distinguish which card you like more. Now, Glenn is free. Kawhi is hundreds and hundreds of thousands of MT. So that makes that decision for me personally, you know what I mean? But 90 speed, 89 three ball, 85 driving dunk, and an incredible defensive wing. Kawhi is so elite defensively, and offensively he's good. His jumper's good, his fade is okay. Going right, it's fine. Going left, I don't love it. Decent escape, good behind the back, okay dribble style, like legitimately a decent shot creator, especially at this point in the year. I really do like this card a lot. I would probably take him over Glenn because of his defense. His defense is so elite. It's very close though, and I think you could go either way with those two very easily. I think you could absolutely make an argument for either one. They're both absolutely awesome cards who deserve to be top 10 in the game though. Kevin Garnett's going to be my number 5. The only flaw with this KG is his jump shot. On paper, he might be the best card in the game. At least when you look at the fact that he is unbelievable defensively and he's 94 speed at 6'11". That's crazy. 93, 95 standing and driving as well. Hoff badges galore. On paper, this card's as good as any card in my team. The issue with Kevin Garnett is his SIG suck and his jumper's not that good. And so he's still a top 5 card in the game, even with mid animations. That's how great he is stat and badge wise and how versatile he is defensively and all that type of stuff. That being said, if he had a little better jumper, I think he'd be one of the 2 or 3 best cards in the game realistically. He's already an extremely elite option, and I think some people would argue him even higher than number 5 because of the defense, because of the speed, stuff like that. He's like an even better Giannis, similar in size but even faster, even more impactful, even more complete stat and badge wise. And while he also doesn't have a great jumper, he's got a much higher 3-ball rating. So KG's elite, and I think even number 5 feels a little weird in terms of how good he is on paper, but I just think the jumper and the lack of SIGs do hold him back at least a little bit. Number 4 is going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander if 2KDB decides to load it. Thank you very much. SGA is 6'6", 6'11" wingspan, 93 speed, 93, 85 driving, 89 interior, 90 steal, 74 interior is not bad, especially at 6'6". He's not the defender that like a Ron Harper is from earlier up on this list, but really solid as a scorer, fast jumper, great fade to the right, has legitimately really nice SIGs as well, great push cross, very, very good finisher, gets really good animations around the rim, and again, I think he's very solid defensively as well. I'm a big fan of SGA. I do think he's the best point guard you can get right now in my team. I wish he, KG, all those guys were more attainable. The fact that 4 of the 5 cards in this top 5 are guys who you literally can't get unless you spend multiple millions of MT is something that I think is a really bad sign for this game, and it's very disappointing that that's the way that this works. 4 of the top 5 cards on this list are cards that almost nobody can get, but at the end of the day, I guess that's how that is. It's 2K's great at the end of the day. Jack Sikma's the only one that's not. Number 3 on this list, 6'11" with 7'3" wingspan. He doesn't have unbelievable speed, and honestly, when you compare him to like a Kevin Garnett, KG's absolutely better. But Sikma has like one of the best shots in the game. He is an unbelievable pick and pop threat. Incredible catch and shoot shooter, and because of that, I think he's a lot more of a threat off the dribble as well with the Scottie from behind the back and stuff as KG is. So I prefer Sikma, honestly, with the better shot, still great defense, still good athleticism, still a good finisher, similar size, like they're both 6'11". I think I prefer Sikma, and I got him a couple spots higher. So Sikma, one of the best cards in the game. He's the best free card in the game for sure. He's 100% a must-have season 1 reward, and I mean, he's a deserving top 3 card on this list. I think there's no disagreeing with that. The top 2 are unfortunately 2 more of those pay to win type options. I think y'all know who those are going to be. One of them being Joel Embiid, and honestly, we'll just go ahead and throw the other one in as well. One of them being Scottie Pippen. I think y'all knew that these 2 guys were going to be the top 2, and for good reason, man. I mean, 7 foot, 7'5" wingspan, 90 speed, 91 3, 90 standing, 85 driving. He's very similar to KG, except he has a really good jump shot, and he's got Hoff limitless. KG does not. He's not quite as fast as KG is, but he's an inch taller, and he's a much more confident shooter with a much better jump shot and a bigger player build. So to me, Embiid is like a kind of no-brainer. As good as I think Sikma and KG and guys like that are, this Embiid is, he is 100% better. I do think the top 2 kind of sort of fully distinguish themselves from the rest of this list, in all honesty. Like, I think it really is Pippen, Embiid, and nobody else, you know what I mean? 6'8", 7 foot wingspan for Pippen. Same thing. He's insanely fast. He's an insane slasher. He's a ridiculous defender. He's huge for his position, and he's got a 94 3-ball with one of the better jumpers in the game and one of the best Pro 2s in the game. Best fade in the game, and it's one of the best uppers for that fade. Not to mention he actually moves okay. His escape isn't great, but dribble style is good. Behind the back's really good. SIG or crossover's elite. This card is nasty, and he's obviously one of the best defensive cards in the game as well. He's the best card in the game right now. I don't think it's that debatable. Pippen's number 1, Embiid's number 2. Then there's a pretty decent sized gap to the rest of the list, in my opinion, unfortunately. Everybody else is kind of close. As good as SGA and KGR, I don't think they're that OP. I mean, they might be top 5 cards, but they're not way better than these other guys. But it's unfortunate that this is how this list looks. I wish it wasn't like this, but it is what it is. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace!